Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. And in this series we're going to be going over the sun and the signs, and in this episode we're going to be talking about the 10th sign, Capricorn. Okay, so having your sun in Capricorn. And before we get into that, I just want to remind you, if you want to book a reading with me, I sure do. I do astro, birth natal chart interpretations, as well as tarot. All you have to do is email me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. That's samastroreadings@gmail.com. And I'll be sure to go forward with you with that. All right? So getting back into sun and Capricorn, okay? And the first thing I want to talk about with your sun sign is, of course, the season. So for sun Capricorns, if you were born between December 22nd and January 21st, congratulations and happy early birthday. You are a Capricorn, okay? And what's interesting about this season is that this is the winter season, okay? Capricorn starts in really the real beginning of the winter season. So if you were to think back in time, obviously we have technology now and winter is still a lot of work. But if you were to think back in Capricorn season, all right, you had Sagittarius season, it first starts snowing. By the time you get to Capricorn season, it's really snowing. The snow is high, and farming, cropping, all those things that people did, they couldn't do. So this season basically is a struggle season. It's a tough, challenging season because of the weather, the conditions, and you really have to prep and prepare. And this is so on point with Capricorn energy because that's Capricorn. Capricorn's all about preparation. It's all about obstacles, challenges. It's ruled by Saturn. So this season, technically, weather-wise, is the toughest season because the snow is so intense. The cold is intense. It's really in the brunt of the winter season. So definitely in Capricorn energy, because Capricorn is all about, again, the challenges, the obstacles, the hard work, and the preparation you need to take in order to accomplish this and overcome these challenges. Also, this is the same time of the New Year's resolution, okay? New Year's resolutions, which is very Capricorn. Capricorn rules career, rules, big planning and big projects, okay? And it's all about improving yourself. So it's on point with New Year's resolutions because this is at this point where we make all these goals for ourselves, goals that we want to accomplish, things that we want to do for the whole year, things that we want to attack and change for the whole year. So again, a lot of these things fall into the Capricorn theme of hard work, challenges, and obstacles to overcome, and of course career building as well too. So one of the first traits I can say with Sun and Capricorns is that this is a very ambitious sign. These are people who want to accomplish things, okay? Simply because, one, Capricorn is the sign that wants to accomplish. It's a very initiative, practical sign, so they like to initiate work and start projects and accomplish things. But when you have this in your sun, which is your ego, okay, your sun is what you're prideful about, what you want to show off to the world, okay, what you identify with. This is what Capricorns identify with. They identify with success. They identify with accomplishments. And it's going to be a big part of what they show off and what they're prideful of. The things that they have accomplished, the goals that they've reached, the money that they get, the jobs that they get. Very prideful in their accomplishment. On top of them wanting to be ambitious, this is also a placement where your ego is connected to your materials, okay? You have to understand Capricorn is an earth sign, so it deals with the materialistic world. And because this is your ego, it's in sun, this is pretty much what you pride yourself off of. So not only is it accomplishments and building and goals, but it's also the rewards you get out of it. So the money, okay, the status, okay. Also with Sun and Capricorn, this is a more reserved placement, okay. Sun does represent how we express ourselves in our personality. So it being in Capricorn, this creates a more reserved personality. Capricorns are not open and just out there. These are people who are very strategic, people who are very serious, people who've been raised in very serious situations, in a very serious lifestyle, or maybe a very disciplined lifestyle. And when you have this placement, it reserves your personality more. So Capricorns are not going to be so open and just out here talking. They're going to be into their like thoughts, their heads, their minds, what they're thinking. And they don't put themselves out there to people that easily, okay? Capricorn is all about boundaries, okay? Boundaries. And again, because they've lived a disciplined life, they're ruled by the most disciplined planet. They are pretty much defined by discipline. This is kind of like their attitude. They're like soldiers. So they're not going to be open. They're going to be very reserved. They're going to be more to themselves. But I'm telling you, just similar to Sun and Scorpios, with Sun and Capricorns, even though they're to themselves, there's a lot going on in their minds. There's a lot that they're planning. There's a lot that they're thinking about. There's a lot that they're analyzing. There's a lot that they're observing. So anytime someone isn't as big extrovert-wise, trust me, the introverts are very active in the mind, in their imaginations, in their inner world. So definitely something to know about Capricorn. Also, with Sun and Capricorns, you have to understand your Sun represents the energy you express. Okay, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. It is the sign of discipline. Okay, so a lot of times your Sun sign represents how you act, but it can also represent how people see you, how people treat you, based on what they see, because the Sun is the energy that you're expressing. So a lot of times, Sun and Capricorns are highly disciplined, really criticized, okay? Because again, you're taking that Capricorn energy, that very disciplined energy, and you're putting it in your surface. So that's what people see. When it's almost like what people see is discipline. So therefore, they treat you that way. So Sun and Capricorns, they could have lived a life of lots of discipline, lots of criticism, people critiquing them, people telling them what they need to do better, people telling them this isn't good enough, people kind of giving them boundaries, okay? And that kind of helps develop their personality and their discipline and their criticism. Sun signs, they do represent how people see you. So people see you as a disciplined person. They're going to kind of treat you in that way. They're going to, and this could be positive, both negative. It could be too much discipline from Capricorns. Again, Capricorn, Sun Capricorn placement is a very disciplined placement, but it could be a placement where people really take you seriously, okay, where people have high expectations for you, okay, so where people look up to you and respect you in that way as well too. Also, with Sun and Capricorns, these people are very practical, okay, very, very practical. It's a very practical placement. It's an earth sign. So these people are all about common sense. What is the common sense thing to do, okay? What do? You know, instead of getting all into your emotions and your feelings, okay, what makes sense on the most practical level? And that's what makes Capricorn such a, not only disciplined energy, but also a very like blunt, straightforward energy. Also, with Sun and Capricorn, these people have big dreams, big visions and dreams, okay? Sun and Capricorn, you know, they don't have time to be talking to everyone, okay? Because they're busy thinking about their goals, their plans, their dreams, and it takes time for you to be kind of in solitude and climbing your own mountain, going your own direction, being kind of solo. But Sun Capricorns have big dreams, and I say big because Sun deals with our vision, you know, and how we, because you have to understand the Sun is the light. It brings out vision. So, you know, there's a lot of spiritual energy that comes with the Sun. And when you put in Capricorn, this ambitious, career-oriented sign and energy, you're going to talk about big dreams. Like, Capricorns are big dreamers. They have big goals, big accomplishments that they want to achieve. Big positions they want to be in life, big money that they want to make in life, okay? They want to make lots of money, get that big house. Like, they have huge, big dreams. And Capricorn is already very ambitious. They're already going to be very ambitious. But when you put Sun here, Sun, again, is that visionary, that positive energy, that spirit, that light. It brings out the vision and the passion for it even more. So Sun Capricorns, I'm telling you, are big dreamers. They have big visions for themselves. And they go out and accomplish them. They go out and accomplish them. Because like I said, it's a Capricorn. It's an earth sign. Earth signs we have to do. We have to do. So you got Sun and Capricorns with this big vision, okay, with the Sun energy, and then with the Capricorn energy, all that discipline. You know, you get someone who can really accomplish their dreams and accomplish their goals and shoot far and work their hardest to climb up and make it to the top. So very ambitious, but big dreams, big vision. Do not mistake this placement for being boring. It could seem that way on the outside, okay, because that's what they purposely do. It's their boundaries, but these people are big visionaries, big dreamers, very similar to like Pisces. The only thing though is that Capricorns, they're very realistic at the same time with their dreams. So they're gonna put in the work and they're gonna get practical and they're gonna get busy. They're not just gonna rely on spirit. Also, they're big on boundaries, okay? Like I said, Saturn rules Capricorn. It is the sign of boundaries, and this reflects that they're reserved energy, okay? And this is with everything, okay? Boundaries within what you get to know about them, how they express themselves, boundaries in terms of time. If you plan something with Capricorn, make sure you're on time. These are the boundaries. This is the time that we're doing it. We're not gonna wing anything, okay? Boundaries in terms of keeping things a secret, keeping things hidden and protecting things, okay? Saturn rules Capricorn. It is the sign of protection. You know, that's why Saturn has those rings. It's the boundaries, okay? So strong boundaries with Capricorn, but it's not just a reserved energy. It's an energy of protection, okay? It's an energy of structure, okay? If we don't have a time that we're meeting, then we might not meet at the same time. We might be very late. We might miss the show. It's boundaries. Boundaries create structure. So these strong boundaries that Capricorns have with their friends, their family, you know, with their plans, okay, with everything in life, it represents structure to them, okay? This is how you structure things. All right, so don't mistaken, you know, Capricorn's stinginess and reservedness, you know, they're protecting themselves. And if you respect them and if you're someone who they feel like is a loyal, trusting person, then you get to go through the boundaries and they'll open up for you because you're safe. But had they not created those boundaries, they could have let anybody in, okay? So that's how you make sure everything's right, make sure everything's structured, make sure everything is functioning properly and going the right way, you know. These boundaries are a form of structure and also protection. Also, when we talk about our sun signs, we're also talking about our sexual energy and our sexual performance, how we use sex as a form of pleasure and express ourselves. And with Sun in Capricorn, this is going to be a very strategic person when it comes to sex, okay? These are people who like to plan, people who like to practice. You know, just like with Capricorn, with everything else, everything has to have a time, everything has to have a structure, a boundary. Same thing with sex. For them, they like to plan it out, okay? They like to plan it out, they like to practice, they like to prepare. It is something that is intentional, okay? So unlike the other signs, like the fire signs, who are more, you know, do it at a wing, do it because they feel like it, you know, just do it wherever. With Sun in Capricorn, you know, again, it's a more reserved sign. They like to plan, but because they like to plan, they're really good, okay? So that's the thing, like everyone has a different style. So the fire signs, they're very adrenaline and they just go and they just do it and it's just fun and spontaneous. But the earth signs might be a little bit more slower, not as, you know, quick to do it, but they plan and they're strategic, and especially with Capricorn, because Capricorn is all about planning. Sexually, they like to plan, they like to strategize, and they like to give their best, give and do their best, okay? That is their sexual energy. So if you're, you know, planning on having fun with a Capricorn, you know, all I would say is that definitely be prepared. And also with the strategy, there also can be sexually reserved as well too, okay? Also, when we talk about our sun signs, we're also talking about the masculine patriarchal figure in our families, okay? It's like the pride of our families, what our families represent, okay? And the masculine figures that we've looked up to. So it could have been your father, it could also been your mother, like I always say. Everyone doesn't have a father in their house. It could have been your uncles. It could have been anybody that you saw as a masculine figure, someone that you were prideful of, someone that gave you structure, something that represents the pride of your family and how they represent themselves outside. This is that patriarchal masculine figure, and it could be your father figure. But when you have your sun in Capricorn, this masculine figure could have been very strict, okay? Very disciplined, okay? This could be the father that's all about discipline. Get your work done, get this done, get your chores done. You don't go outside until you finish your homework. Like, all of that. Like, they could have been very, very disciplined, okay? Sometimes Sun Capricorns feel like their parents are too disciplined, too overbearing. But also with Sun in Capricorn, your father figure or your patriarchal masculine figure could have been a person of a high position in society. Maybe they're like a big CEO, they have a big job, they're a big boss, okay? So they could have had the image also as a big worker, someone who makes lots of money. Okay, Sun Capricorn, your father figure could have been someone who makes a lot of money, someone who's always out working. Everything's about work. So Sun in Capricorn is a very strong masculine energy. It's like that stereotypical father that goes out to work and his big job, and he comes back late because he doesn't have time, and he does it all over again. And he's all about discipline and work and getting good grades and getting your money and being successful. Like, this is a placement for that. Not an easy placement all the time, because again, there's a lot of pressure. You know, Capricorn isn't easy, could be hard on the spirit. You know, the sun represents your spirit, so all that discipline and pressure could be hard on your spirit. Like, you could have a father like really on you about, you know, your stuff, about your work, about how you're performing in school, all that type of stuff, making sure, hey, you're achieving your goals, making sure you get the right grades to go into college, making sure you continue the family business. You know, could have been a very business orientated family with Sun in Capricorn. Everything's about business, the family business, the work, everything. So lots of pressure here. Sun Capricorns, I feel like they get a lot of discipline, a lot of pressure, and a lot of boundaries. You know, you can't do this, you can't go out at this time, you can't. Boundaries, rules, you know, it could be a lot for a Sun in Capricorn, and that's why they're raised with that. But because this was like your father figure or your patriarchal figure, this is what influenced you, so you naturally have it within you to discipline yourself, to achieve goals, to have boundaries. These are strong things that you value because of the influence your father figure had onto you. Also, this could have been a father figure with lots, like I said, a big job, lots of money, lots of stability. So maybe the emotions were very little in the family, but the stability. Okay, so this could be a father figure was all about his money, and he has lots of money and tells you about how you need money, and they could have been, you know, really big positions. So a lot of success, a lot of money, a lot of work with Sun Capricorns, and that's why they come out the way that they are. But it definitely is a lot of pressure, but could create some of the most successful people. And also, with that being said, I also want to talk about depression when it comes to Sun and Capricorns. Your Sun, again, it represents your spirit, and this is your light. So when you have Capricorn in your Sun, okay, your Sun Capricorn this placement, it could put a lot of pressure on your spirit. All those boundaries, all those works, all those obligations, all that pressure. It could be a lot on your spirit. And think about the Sun is all about expressing yourself and unleashing. You know, so too much discipline, too much containment can be depressing, and it can dim your light, you know, with all that pressure, you know, covering it. You know, Capricorn's such a dark energy. So be careful with that with Sun Capricorns, with depression, all that pressure you guys get in life. It can bring your energy down, can bring your mood down a lot of times. And you could be overly disciplined, overly about work, and not just expressing yourself naturally and spiritually. So, Sun and Capricorns, be careful not to lose your spirit, lose your happiness, lose your light through all the work and hardcore discipline. Oh, and did I tell you also that Sun Capricorns love money? Yes, money. They definitely do love money because they love success, they love stability. And when I say Sun Capricorns love money, a low vibrational Sun Capricorn could just be about money, but for Sun Capricorns, it's not really about money. It's about stability. It's about the ability to buy that nice big house. It's about the ability to get that nice car. It's about the ability to have that nice job that pays for all the things you need. It's about stability. It's about being able to take care of yourself and the people around you. So with Capricorns, on a super low vibrational level, people like to stereotype and say they love money, but what they really love is stability, success, okay? You know, we work for the money. This is Earth territory. So they love success, they love stability. They love being able to have the power to protect and to create structure, okay? This is Earth sign. This is why we like it. It's beyond materialism. It's how you survive successfully on Earth, okay? And you got to deal with the materialistic world, the physical world, okay? It's a physical experience. So the physical things like money that buy us things, that give us our stability is very important. So Sun Capricorns, yes, they like money, but it's really stability and success and structure and protection that they are most passionate about. But yes, that is Sun and Capricorn. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Very powerful placement, highly, highly disciplined. It could get depressing here, but if you accomplish your goals, you stay to it, and you understand that, hey, in life, we do make mistakes. You just got to get up back and climb that mountain again. You know, you'll be fine. Take it easy on yourselves. Don't be too harsh on yourselves. You know, you're still a spirit that needs to express yourself. So be easy with yourselves, Sun and Capricorns. Accomplish your goals with love, okay? Don't overstress yourself out. Do what you got to do, because we're Earth signs. You got to do what you got to do. Be disciplined. Take your responsibility, but do it with love so that the journey is more soothing and rewarding. So yes, that's Sun and Capricorns. And if you enjoyed this video, you could book a reading with me at samastroreadings@gmail.com. That's samastroreadings@gmail.com. I do astro birth natal chart interpretations as well as tarot. All you gotta do is email me and we could go forward with that. And I'll check you guys out on the next video. Thanks for watching.